So, welcome to episode 2 of our little campaign. So, do you guys remember what happened last time?
I was about to go talk to some extremely hot Bishonen man.
I was getting a drink at a bar.
And he met the elf on the shelf too.
Yes. The individual that you found out was an elf, because you did not know what elves were.
Just retcon your lack of information.
Yes, because magical creatures do not exist in this world. Elves? What are those? Dwarves? What are those?
What are those?
Pretty much. That meme in a nutshell.
Look at the elves' shoes. What are those?
So, you guys are basically coming back to... We are starting up right where you guys left off. Gary and Letty, you are in the train station. And Mike, I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of your character. Sai?
Yeah.
Sai, you are having a drink with a
program.
You are having a drink with a very odd gentleman. So, Sai, we will go to you. Are you doing anything other than just having a drink with this gentleman?
I pretty much only know that he's an elf, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I asked him, tell me about yourself. What's your story?
It is elf.
Well, to be honest, I walked through a door one day and ended up here.
Oh, I'm sorry?
I walked through a door, and to be honestly, I didn't really understand it. I was walking into the grand hall, and next thing I knew, a woman was beating me with a broom. Because I had apparently entered her domicile.
That's interesting.
I then found myself here.
Dude, this is a crazy crossover, man.
Like dream,
What?
I don't know if... Have you ever seen one of my kind?
Not in all my lifetime.
So I might have not.
I'm not very common around these parts.
By all
Not at all.
By all that I've asked, apparently I'm uncommon everywhere.
special little boy.
The woman thought of me as some sort of monster, considering I look so different.
That's what my experience.
That's racist.
Damn it. Environment.
What are you doing?
How about yourself?
What do you want to know?
What brings you here today?
Looking for answers. Today here specifically, the answer as to why I've been summoned to the Yardmaster's area.
Have you not been training for this? You are being given your assignment, no?
Yes, that is true. But
So you'll be assigned to a group, and you will be assigned to an engine. At least this is what I've observed.
The elf knows more than you do about your own world.
Only on weekends.
Yeah. Alright.
Personally, I'm actually trying to get my license so that I may join you, as it were.
Oh, feel free to come aboard at any time.
Suck up to it.
I look forward to seeing you out there, as it were.
I'm not dead.
Now, if you don't mind, and pulls out an oddly kind of brass pocket watch, and he just kind of, oh, I'm late for class. I'm sorry. I need to run. And he gets up, pays the bartender, and walks out.
Well, that was odd.
And now,
that happened.
back to Gary and Letty.
My screaming has never ended. But
You'll
how
learn
are
about
you?
this very attractive Bishonen man that has come out with apparently a sword. Swords are really sexy.
So yes,
I'm
what you
remembering
can
it
what you can tell from here, he is the full platinum blonde with sort of the full tanned face. He has bright white armor on with a beautiful flowing blue cape.
Shit, he's meeting all of my standards.
What are your standards? That
Gay breeds.
So yes,
Oh,
he's
that-
kind of
okay.
just walking down the platform.
Wait, no, I asked you this already, didn't I?
Huh?
No. Gary, do you think I have a chance? I'm just gonna ask you again.
I think I said like 25%, 50-50 on them being into dudes. Another 50-50 being into you.
That's
life.
like actually 25%, right? That's like 1 out of 4 chances that I have my really cool sword. I mean, knife thing.
As far as
My cool knife.
As far as odds go, they are more in your favor than, say, rocket surgery.
What?
Rocket surgery?
You heard
Gary.
me.
Whatever. I want to
Odd.
Shonen man.
What'd you
Fortune
say?
favors the bold.
So wait, what'd you say? You wish to approach the Bishonen, I'm guessing?
Yes. Because
So, yeah,
how am
what-
I gonna have a chance if I never try?
So when you walk up, he just, oh, hello. Oh, hang on. I think I got this. And he reaches behind him, pulls out a bag that you never saw him take off his shoulders. It just appeared for some weird reason. He pops it open, starts rummaging through it. He pulls out a wooden box about like book size. He lifts up Gary's arm and sets the box on top of it. He plunges his hand back in his bag, produces a small bottle of ink, and then he rummages back around in the bag. He takes and puts the bottle of ink on top of the box, rummages around, and you see him stop for a second, and he puts his finger to his metal face mask, because he has like a helmet on. He reaches up, plucks a feather from it, opens up the vial, pulls a sheet of paper out from the box, signs it, hands it over to you, puts the feather back in his cap, puts the box and ink sac away, puts the bag away, and then in full Bishonen style, draws the sword, puts his hand on his hips, puffs out his chest, and for some weird-ass reason, there's no wind in here. His hair just starts blowing majestically. And he puts the sword, and he aims the sword to the heavens, just...
Oh my god. I got an autograph!
And yes, it is literally his perfectly chiseled face, with the hair blowing in exactly the same way, with his name scrawled on the bottom of it.
Oh my
He's just...
god. Letty just, like, looks up at him in awe and just goes...
Gary just tries to process all that, like, did I just have a stroke? What the actual hell just happened?
An autograph! And then he just kind of does the Bishonen thing of, he looks over to a group of ladies, kind of tosses his hair a little bit, and the three of them just faint.
No. Do you
And then
like...
he puts the sword back.
Like... Letty is losing his steam. He's too blown away.
Just...
Not to faint.
Did you want something other than an autograph?
Yeah.
I am Error. Help.
Hi, Error! Levi!
Levi. Do you, wanna go...
Yes, speak up.
Letty's just, like, incomprehensible a little bit.
Mind my...
Go for a meal!
Mind my
Ow.
boss. He is not that good at communication sometimes.
Shut up!
I will always take a free meal!
I believe he's the dance.
No, I'm a hero!
So cool.
He's as dense as a brick.
Hey,
Gary.
hey! I am nothing like Brick.
Alright. I need something. I'll be over here. Gary just kind of like shuffles away.
But I'm going to get a meal with...
I need...
Bye. Take a meal with Levi. Lady looks around. To
There
him.
are no places to eat here, unfortunately. They are all in the town.
And not only that, but Letty is new here, so he has no idea what's out there.
Yep.
Beyond the train station.
Pretty much.
So he basically just invited a crush on a meal date to go. Who posted that? Oh my god. Swear.
So yes, he just...
My heart is-
So where are we going?
I know this, place serves food.
The time.
Lead the way, peasant!
Oh god. Now Letty has to pretend that he knows what he's doing. He's gonna march out, like, towards... Is there, like, an exit sign pointing towards, like, a door?
Oh yes, there is a...
Why are you doing this?
What?
The audience does not want to know what's happening in the Discord chat.
This is not kosher.
Letty's just gonna march in the direction of the exit. Oh, but he stops and he turns around and he tries to play it cool. He like pushes his hair out of his face, like trying to be attractive. it wouldn't be good if you got lost in the crowd. How about you hold my hand? Oh.
Okay, we're just gonna scroll up here. So,
One more. I got one more.
Stop.
after the episode.
Too late.
So,
Come on, Sonic Boy!
so yes, he just says it is 12:40. So he just says, "Trust me, I've got this."
Oh.
As he then just kind of walks through the crowd.
Oh. That's really cool. And it is extremely cool, and yet on the other hand, Letty cannot help but be slightly disappointed. I guess we're ditching Gary. He's getting ditched in the background.
So,
As me
Gary.
and Levi.
Gary, what are you doing? Because you watch as the two of them just walk off.
Gary.
The crowd parting like the sea in Moses.
Pretty much. This guy's just kind of walking and people are just parting like the Red Sea.
Gary just kind of shuffles quicker to not lose Letty in the crowd.
You're supposed to be my bodyguard.
Letty!
You just hear like pump, 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 pump. In the crowd, just thump, thump, thump.
So yeah, he just walks right out the exit.
Yes. Okay.
Boss, we have job.
We have job. We've got like 3 hours until then. There's plenty of time to
Boss.
have a nice
Boss.
meal. What, Gary?
Not him. Just you could do so much better.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What are you talking about, Robot Man? I'm the greatest! And yes, he does do the full hands on the hips, look to the heavens, and the hair just blows majestically.
No,
Gary
it's
just-
definitely going to get old eventually, but currently Letty is just too stupefied and infatuated to care.
Gary just with his unable to change, just smiling face, just looks straight at Letty and just hand toward just showing guy just my point.
Yeah. I mean, I know, it's great, right?
Do I need?
That's what I just said! I'm great!
Yes, you are. Super great.
Letty, can I talk to you for a second over there?
What, Gary?
So, I should have described this when Mike went out, but now that you guys are kind of taking a more whistle-stop tour, as you exit this small train station, out in front there is a large plaza that is surrounded, other than roadways, by trees. In the very center of the plaza, there is an enormous fountain that has beautiful reliefs of various, heroes holding up various items as the water just trickles down over all of it. It is
beautiful as Levi.
Yes. So, go ahead.
Right. What the heck, Gary? What do you want?
This is.
What, Gary? Speak up.
My brain. Damn it! My brain turned off. Help me.
Gary turned off.
Yeah, you kind of just see this little plume of smoke leave his... it's kind of just comes out of the side of his plate, and it just kind of floats up into the air.
Oh, well, convenient. Maybe he didn't eat enough, you know. Take a rest here, and you know we can go eat and going, looking around like trying to find some place that looks like we can go eat.
So, you can see from behind the fountain there is a small main street that runs sort of not parallel but perpendicular to the train station itself. And it seems to start at this fountain.
You know, if there's a main street, there's got to be things along the main street, so we're just gonna go in that direction.
Okay.
Probably definitely ditching Gary because now he's like turned off. Kind of.
Not me having no idea what to do right now, because me personally, I feel like my brain actually shut off.
Oh.
So yes, Levi kind of says, "So where are we going?"
It's a secret. Secret. Now.
Okay, lead the way.
Sexy Bishonen trailing behind me.
Yep.
On the main street. Or do they got?
So, there are various shops. Blacksmith, clothing shop, another clothing shop.
Well, clothing shops.
There's a small general store. There's a actual furniture store, which is kind of odd.
Is it Home Depot?
No. It's called Home Decor.
Oh, so close. Is there really no eating place?
Oh, as you're walking down the street, there is a small little cafe, which is like the tiniest little dainty, like, tea shop you've ever seen.
You know what? It's perfect because it looks like very local and very lovely.
Yes.
Definitely the place that I was absolutely thinking of.
There are 3 tables that are actually set out on the main road, just kind of with 2 chairs each, just sitting there. There is a small glass, like, front to the store, with a wooden door in the front, with a small coffee bean on it.
We're going to this cafe. We're gonna have a romantic dinner date out with those 2-seated chairs.
Okay.
Yes,
So he just kind of... So, as you sit down, he's like, "Oh, hang on." He pushes your chair in. Then he walks around, spins the chair around, and just sits in the chair with the back against his armor.
Really cool. Cal, I don't know whatever this campaign is leading up to, but so far Letty has just been gay, and that's all he wants. I guess Letty's also going to sit down. He tries.
Oh,
to
no! When you sit down, he gets up and pushes in your chair, and then spins his chair around and sits on it, full military style. Just
so
the full
he pushed
back.
me in.
Yes.
I'm already in the chair. Oh my god, that was gentlemanly and very cool.
And then he does the full military. He spins the chair around and sits with the chair back to his chest.
That's... Letty takes a sneak peek at the thighs.
Muscles.
I've got a brain working. Where?
I was just about to go back to you. So, you kind of come back to with a little girl just staring up at you.
It's a feature.
Just Gary with an unchanging, smiling robot, like, carved in face.
Yeah, she's kind of just looking up at you with kind of this, just, wow, that's freaking cool face.
Gary
Just-
comes on like.
Just like. "Ah!"
She kind of just, you, you see her kind of just, the tears begin to well up and she just runs
Oh, no.
off.
What have done? Help.
I'm sorry, and as you look around, there's like people that are just like, what? What's going on?
What's happening?
Like, people within earshot are just kind of like, what just happened?
Where am you?
Language.
So, let's see. Okay! So, Gary,
Yeah.
as you sort of come to and realize that Letty is no longer near you, you do see one individual walk up.
Right.
It's a rather stately-looking gentleman in a fine coat and in a fine dark blue coat with a
Oh.
dark blue set of pants. From one hip hangs a small club, from the other a rapier. The
Oh.
man straightens his hat and says, "Robot man,
What is it?
are you okay?
Oh.
You
I
are
have-
scaring people."
My,
There are children present.
my apologies. I don't know what's happening to me.
He kind of just, you see his hand just rest on the club.
I will try
Calm
to
down.
control. Have you seen my master?
Boy.
He kind of just does the full step back. Sir, there are
Sir.
children present.
Understood.
Now I don't understand what kinky shit you're into, but please don't mention it around here.
I am bodyguard and a malfunctioning one at that, and I have misplaced my guarded individual.
The repair houses are over that way. And he just points to a small shop down one of the pathways leading towards a rail yard.
Thank you, thank. Gary just goes to the shop.
I have a feeling that Gary was jostled on the train ride or something. Let's see, of course.
See what's.
So
your
yes.
reaction?
So, you walk into basically the rail yard, and there are a few large buildings, one of which is obvious roundhouse. There is another one that is Steamworks, and then there is one right next door, which is literally a walk-in building, which is it's called the Living Steamworks.
Oh, wow.
And this one, of course, has a full walk-in entrance, and then it has a couple of tracks that lead into it.
Gary
They're marketing to the right people. Definitely.
Yeah, Gary walks into the shop.
Which one?
The
The
walk-in.
shop.
The walk-in?
Yeah.
Okay. There is a red-haired girl standing there, and she's just, give me a minute. As she just kind of, she's sitting there working on a steam locomotive, and you can see in this building there are a few chairs for your kind of bot, right? And then there are two massive tracks, one of which is currently occupied by a huge 282 and it's just sitting there.
Hey, baby, come here, Austin.
And then, of course, dangling from the ceiling, there is a small chain, which on it is hanging a lantern. And it looks kind of odd, because the flame inside the lantern seems to be perfectly still. Like, it's not flickering at all.
It's frozen in time.
But other than her, there's no one in this shop.
Then yeah, I just wait.
Okay.
I'm too brain damaged to do anything.
So, Letty, I have a question. How much are you planning on spending?
What do I have?
Within reason.
I don't know how much I have or how much anything is worth. I'm lacking in how much I have in my budget in general.
So, if you're going to do the full wine and dine, a good meal is around $10 each.
That's not too bad. That's not bad at all. I got this.
And a bottle,
Oh,
a full bottle of alcohol is $8.
so that's just 28, right?
Yes.
To spare, and I'm getting employed soon, so I'll be getting paid for that too. Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
Oh,
So,
employed.
He spends
Sure,
most of
surely
he
not.
spends most of the dinner after you order talking about himself.
Letty is just
Talking
absorbed in it.
about how great he is, how many adventures he's been on, how he is a great engineer, how he inspires the masses.
Oh.
All about himself.
And Letty, dense and infatuated, doesn't really see the problem with it. He's probably going to have it slap him in the face eventually. Is into it. He's gonna be very upset with him.
So, question. Odds or evens?
Oh god.
What'd you say?
Evens. Can I even handle it?
So, at the very end of it, the very, very end of the meal, he thanks you. Pulls out a pocket watch, clicks it open, and says, "Oh my, look at the time! My wife will be so concerned." Clicks his pocket watch shut, thanks you for the meal, gets up, and walks away.
At least I can say that I had a real nice dinner. It's not even dinner, it's like lunch.
So yeah. So I'm gonna be
How long
honest.
have I been here? Uh-oh.
So yeah, the waiter walks over, and he just kind of puts a bowl of ice cream in front of you, and the check. And then he just gives you a pat on the back. Walks back inside.
That was really nice, thanks.
And no, he did not charge you for the ice cream.
It's really nice.
Roll me a notice.
Oh, okay, hold on, give me a second. My heart is broken.
Aha! My soul!
That's right.
My neck.
My goals
My back.
have been low.
Uh,
I'm waiting for... There we go.
good roll, kind of. I think I have one notice.
So yeah, you're now realizing the waiter was sitting there just watching this entire thing go down with that look of, oh god, I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this. And he keeps checking his pocket watch. And you saw, like, right towards, like, about the time when Leon was finished, he walked inside.
Leon? You called him Levi.
Or Levi, sorry. So, he walked inside, got the ice cream, walked back out with the check and ice cream, and just waited.
Oh my... The ice cream's probably a little melted.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of... It's the perfect mixture of, like, kind of melted to kind of really, really firm.
This is fine.
That waiter cares. Sit on him.
Huh?
That's what the waiter cares. Sit on him.
I can't rebound immediately after that. I'm broken.
Just immediately rebound. Come on.
Oh. Letty just like puts his head on the table. He to cry, but he just can't cry.
So, Mike, what are you doing?
About what time is it?
It's about 2:30-ish.
Appointment is soon.
I'll start walking back to the rail yard. Taking
Okay.
my time to make sure I'm there.
Okay. So, Gary, when she gets done, she stands up, kind of brushes a little bit of soot off on her overalls, takes the lantern down, opens up the front of it, and holds it to the firebox. You then watch as the flame from the lantern leaps into the firebox. It just woof. Then she hangs the lantern back up and turns to you. Hello, what's up? What can I do for you?
Brain, no good and more need help.
I can see that.
Small child.
Okay, and she leads you over to a chair. And she just sits you down at it. And then she proceeds to give you a good solid polish and kind of just get your physical body in shape. And as she's doing that, she kind of like is just saying, well, how's your day? So on and so forth. Just talking to you. Trying to kind
I
of...
just remembered.
Huh?
But Gary fell off of the train track.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh.
She also repairs the damage from falling onto the tracks.
Just remembered that. My own robot man.
And by the time she's done, she kind of just looks at her watch. She's like, oh, sick. I've got about 15 minutes till my 3 o'clock shows up.
Did you just say 15 minutes to 3 o'clock?
By the way, you're fine now.
Yeah, no, that was me trying to do robot voice and not...
Just,
Was
yeah.
vaguely normal.
Yeah, I got 15 minutes.
Just because Gary's fixed doesn't mean I am.
Man.
And also, yeah, voice cracking.
So yeah, she's just like, yeah, it's almost 3 o'clock, why?
No reason. Thank you for fixing. I go.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, by the way, I didn't get your ID badge.
My word.
Your ID badge?
Does Gary have one?
Not yet.
Oh.
She's like, I need your ID badge so I can make sure they take it out of your pay.
It's like a dine and dash. And dash.
So that's
Run,
like
Gary,
a
run.
clinic and dash.
Mm-hmm.
Funny story. I think I'm actually getting that in a half hour. If I write, can you write me an IOU, and I'll bring it to them, and I will bring it back?
She just kind of, she does the full hands on forehead, and she's just like, "What's your name, kid?"
Gary.
"I'll make sure they dock your pay, Gary.
Uh,
Get out of here."
Thank you. I just waddle off.
womp, meep, womp, meep, womp, meep, womp.
The second the door closes, you just hear a crash from inside.
Womp, meep, womp, meep, womp, meep. It goes back. Emergency protocol running.
Lady! Ah, spider on the bed. Go, guys, run!
Letty's not doing so good. He's crying.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I don't know where that spider went, and that was a big one.
Sitting outside. At least Letty is sitting outside where he can be seen.
Okay.
He looks like death. He's ready for death. Times will the game be denied.
Okay. So, as you're sitting there, you kind of just get a light tap on the shoulder. I'm assuming you look at the person.
Yes. Like just slowly turning them, not crying, but definitely on the verge of it.
There is a, you assume probably early teens girl, just kind of standing there, and she's like, "Hi, you look like you need a friend."
I think I need more than a friend.
"Is that seat taken?" And she just kind of points to the seat across from you.
Not anymore.
And then she kind of just, she turns it around, sits down. "Did you get stood up?"
Yeah. It was really cool, but... why is everybody straight?
Huh?
Nothing?
She's kind of, you see her just doing the two fingers, and she's kind of just like, "Well, I mean, not everyone's straight."
I have awful luck.
Could be worse. I mean, let's...
How could it get any worse?
Actually, hang on. Okay. I mean, it could be worse. I mean, it's not like you got stood up by, like, the protector of the city or something.
Who would that be?
I believe it was Leon. She's just kind of like, I mean, it's not like you were stood up by Leon.
It's Levi!
Levi, sorry. I keep getting the names mixed up. Shut up.
Actual conversation with...
Oh my god. Letty is just like, he shoves his chest onto the table so that he can just like flop on it.
And she's kind of, "And that's why you have the ice cream. I'm sorry."
It's even worse than I could have ever imagined.
At that moment, Gary is just like
Right.
running through the square. Letty!
So,
Go!
Oh, what is it, Gary?
guys, Gary, if you're running through the square, So, I should say it this way. The shop was about 3 or 4 buildings down from the main thing. So you can scream Letty all you want. It's going to be hard to hear.
Oh.
Letty, roll me a notice.
Yeah.
1 negative and 3 neutrals.
And then what's your notice?
I don't have any.
Oh, worst bodyguard ever. It's just the -1.
Yeah.
So, Letty, what'd you get?
Definitely.
Wait, me?
Yes.
I'm unaware that I was also rolling.
You were the one who I specifically told to roll a notice.
Oh, I thought you were rolling for Gary.
Yeah, I was.
But I rolled really heckin' well, and then I have a +1 already in my stat, so that's 2, 3. That's a +3, isn't it?
Okay.
Dang.
So you can kind of hear down in the distance, back towards the train station, someone yelling.
Oh,
You can't
the
tell.
spirits, they're calling my name.
She's gonna just no. It's not that bad. What's your name?
Letty.
Weiss.
Oh my god, I hate you. Matt, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you.
What?
You know what you did.
I hate you.
It's just good to meet you.
Yeah. Thanks for talking to me.
And she kind of just leans in.
Realize
She leans in and
how
she
much
says,
worse it was than I thought.
I don't know if this will make you feel any better, but you're not the first person to accidentally themselves into this situation.
You son of... You know, Matt. You know. No.
No. Okay, well, the series is going to end because we're going to kill our DM.
You'll have to find me first.
Tuned for the body.
So, one, this is recorded, so you all just admitted to murder. Second of all,
Yeah.
I didn't know. Don't say you are. I have said nothing about murder.
second of
We barely
all,
talked at all.
where do I live?
Bum, bum, bum. Oh.
Brandon.
Over the rainbow of torturing your players. So everything sucks, but like there's something else that I'm missing, and it's not just Levi's hand in mine.
What's that?
What? I was supposed to do something.
Really? What's that?
I don't remember, you know. Snapping his fingers, trying to think. And he's like, there's something. Wait, you know what? Where? Harry.
Who?
Oh, I just have this really stupid robot bodyguard that my dad gave me, because, I don't know, he probably thinks I'm gonna die or something.
Okay. She kind of just, she looks concerned at this point. She's just like, okay.
Yeah, that was too much information, probably. Whatever. I think I left him back at the train station. I have an appointment. What time is it?
She just kind of, she looks at the waiter. He kind of just, he walks over, opens up a pocket watch, shows her. She's like, it's 2:45. Why? Okay, let's go. Come on. Come on.
Letty, like,
And she grabs you by the arm and kind of just half drags, half like runs with you back to the train station.
Letty makes a mad grab for the ice cream. Hold on, I'm just gonna roll a 20 really quick to see if I get it, because I just want to see if I get that ice cream. I got a 12 out of 20.
So I'm going to be honest. The waiter's a little quicker than you are. And he just kind of puts his hand on the bowl.
At least I ate most of it.
Yep.
So, we're all the way back to the train station.
Yes.
Where the heck is Gary?
He's still in like the area, just Letty.
He's definitely scaring more children by randomly screaming Letty in the plaza.
Letty, don't worry, child. I'm not here to scare you.
Letty!
Letty!
No, it's perfectly fine.
Shouting
Hang on.
aggressively intermixed with like, oh, it's okay.
Oh no.
He rolled.
It's fine.
Nothing good ever comes from a roll that you don't know where it comes to.
It's fine. So,
Is it secret? Is it safe?
after about 10 minutes of yelling, you get a tap on the shoulder.
Oh no. Hello?
You turn on to the same guy from before.
Don't worry.
This
I'm
time,
fixed now.
this time he has his club at the ready, and he's just like, "You, where do you need to be?"
My boss, Letty, he went with some samurai dude.
What?
My boss, Letty.
The guy's just like breathing.
Who do you work for?
A man named Letty, who we are...
What am I supposed to say? Jesus?
Terrible, terrible thing.
Me and my boss, Letty, were about to go to the, I forget where we're going to, the train station, I think. Somewhere to get jobs as adventurers. And...
He's missing.
And with that,
and I-
he puts the club away, puts his hand on the sword, and then points to the train station. Then you belong in there. Go. March.
Thank you.
What?
Letty!
No, he's getting further away.
And the second you cross the threshold, the cop releases his sword and walks away.
He's just like, dang robots in her face.
No, he's muttering to himself, freaking adventurers, I hate dealing with them.
Why do I just imagine it's like that one glitch from that one game where you're just constantly screaming Sean?
Sean!
Sean!
Yeah, that was Heavy Rain.
Oh.
Ha 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 ha, video game jokes and references. Ha ha ha. Somebody's dying.
So, Gary,
Yes.
roll me a notice.
Oh no. You and your bad notice.
+2.
Okay. Around 250, you see Letty enter with a girl.
Who's probably grabbed onto my arm or hand or wrist.
Oh, she got the full arm lock. And she's just marching. Or she's kind of half marching, half running towards the offices.
Gary just sees his like, did it go that badly?
Oh.
that you turned straight because of it. If so, I am so sorry.
Everything sucks.
So, as you run over, okay,
Okay.
Gary,
Yes.
take a consequence,
Oh, no.
Damn it!
which is in that the -2 box. You have the -2 penalty of my eyes.
My eyes!
As you run up to this girl, she wheels around, her eyes go wide, she pulls something out of her pocket and just hucks it at the ground.
Oh no.
Lady, you watch as Gary gets engulfed in this like sort of greenish yellow mist.
My
Okay,
She kind of
I
just
think-
I think we're okay.
no, I think that was Gary. The robot that you just,
I'm
exploderated.
I'm sorry.
Why would you do
It'll-
that?
It'll go away in a couple of minutes.
Letty takes off his hat and just, like, waves it around at the mist.
Oh, it dissipates.
But go away.
It's like 3 or 4 seconds of just cloud, and then it dissipates.
He's trying to do something, okay? He just wants to be useful.
So what happened to Gary because of that? Like, did he actually get, like, eye damaged or something?
For the time being, you are stuck with the -2 penalty, my eyes. To any vision-based checks. I'm sorry you got pepper sprayed.
Oh. The robot equivalent of pepper spray.
No, this world's equivalent of pepper spray.
Life is pain, but I'm forced to smile. Letty, we're almost late. We gotta go.
Yeah, I know. The office. Like, what direction are we going in?
Oh, they're
We're
behind you, up a set of stairs.
Oh no. Well,
We're here.
considering that Gary is all weird with his eyes, I'm gonna have to like push him or drag him or something. He's big though.
I'm on the waist height.
It's fine. He can walk.
Figure he can walk. It's just that he's kind of blind.
So you have to just kind of lead him with his hand.
Oh, great. Now I'm holding a robot's hand. This is, these aren't the kinds of dates that I want to be going on.
So I will say one thing. You've never touched Gary's hand before, but it's oddly warm. Like it appears to be made of metal, but it feels warm.
Letty just...
You went robotic there. What'd you say?
This situation makes me feel kind of uncomfortable. I wanted to be holding today.
Look on the bright side.
Bright side.
They're all bright sides. Everything's bright white. Or is it light green? I don't know.
Okay, well, I guess.
So,
my own bodyguard.
the three of you managed to make it into the office with plenty of time to spare. The secretary kind of looks up and just like, "Welcome back. How was your time exploring the town?"
I had a nice meal. He's just like distraught with the memory of being horrifically dumped.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
It's like barely like tearing up. Be strong, man. And then he fails.
Mr. Gordon will be seeing you.
At this point, I think the trauma has caught up with Letty, and now he starts crying. And it's like a lot of crying, sobbing, lots of like really big tears. It's totally just because of whatever you threw on the ground. It's nothing personal.
Gary attempts to pat Letty on the back with his small hand.
Pat, pat, pat.
Part of the thing is like he like almost like kind of misses. Is like there. Damn it.
You see Weiss just kind of lean in. She's just like, "What's going on?"
Nothing's going on. Nothing's going on.
She walks over. She hands you a handkerchief. It has a little W in red on the handkerchief.
Oh, I'm about to ruin her personal handkerchief. Trust me, it's ruined.
Okay.
It's like a sobbing mess. They're like probably sitting down or something, waiting for their turn or whatever. And he's just like a disgusting mess. It's like, yeah, about to go into a professional meeting.
Oh no, the secretary's just standing there.
Oh.
Like,
He's
it is...
just having a breakdown in front of everybody.
It is you, Weiss, and the secretary. That's it in this room.
And Gary?
Well, I'm saying you as in you guys.
Okay. I thought we were ditching Gary a second time for a second.
Now it's all starting to think we were ditching Matt's character.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
Anyway.
Mike's character's there.
Is he in
Oh,
like
yeah?
the waiting room or something?
Yes, you are.
Cool.
Oh, watching me have a breakdown.
Yes.
The gang's all here.
Yay, we finally grouped up.
Yay.
So, after like half a minute, Weiss just kind of, I know this won't work, but she pulls you in for a hug and just there.
Why is it always girls?
Mike and Gary, roll me a notice. Cause
I'm
Like-
guessing my eyes is
like-
-2 to notice.
no, this is a hearing check, so you don't get the -2.
Okay.
Just like that,
Okay,
you know,
and I
it's
roll
like Letty
just a
grew
regular
up
notice.
Yep, just a regular
seeing,
notice.
like women figures in his life, and he's just like, no.
No buffs or minuses.
Oh god.
Vidad.
Error. We are error.
Oh god. Yeah, that was not good.
Uh-oh.
What'd you get, Alex?
5, 2, 2, and a 3.
I got 2, 4, 4, and a 6.
I was like enough. -1.
Neither of you hear this as she whispers, "I feel your pain. Trust me, I understand."
Me too.
I've been hit on by more guys than you can imagine.
Letty just like, he like pushes her back, not like in a like aggressively, and like puts his hand like with his hands on her shoulder, and he's got these like wide eyes, like, oh, you too.
She kind of just gives this just knowing smile, just like,
Two gay people finally meet. Somebody's slow clapping.
No. There they are.
Oh.
I don't know.
If anything, that vaguely cheers Letty up somewhat.
and then she's just kind of like, "And while I'm here, yeah, let's just go try Strike 4." And she trots out of the room.
Well, there goes that. Great. You know what? He's probably never met another gay person.
No, it's excruciatingly rare.
Hey.
Excruciatingly.
Yes.
Pain.
Oh,
Pain.
pain.
So, the three of you are led into Mr. Gordon's office.
His face is all red and puffy from crying, but at least he's kind of stopped crying.
Yes.
Very professional.
By the way, Weiss did not take back her handkerchief, so you still have it.
Oh no. And it's gross. That's probably why she didn't take it, but, you know. It's all over it.
So, standing before you is a tall gentleman dressed in pretty much all green. And quite shockingly, and I mean quite shockingly, even his hair is green.
Oh.
You know this not to be natural.
Wow. Where'd you get your hair done?
As he turns around, he gives a slight smile. He seems somewhat middle-aged, but he seems like a kind gentleman.
Oh, that's nice.
Opens up his pocket watch, clicks it closed, and his face immediately changes.
Oh. Oh.
Never in all my years have I had people who were on time to their meetings.
I guess I'm not getting in trouble then. That's good.
15 minutes ahead of schedule.
So,
If I say be here at 3, you better show up in my office by 2:45.
uh-huh.
So,
No, isn't it 3 o'clock now?
Yes.
In his standards, we're 15 minutes late.
Yes.
Oh
What
no.
about me? Was I sitting there, or?
Yes, but she was waiting. She was instructed to wait for everyone to show up.
Okay.
So yes, he pulls out his leather chair, sits down, does the full folding of the fingers, just the full pressing the fingertips together. Consider this your first day warning.
Okay.
Sit.
Letty just immediately, like, sits down, like, instantaneously.
On a chair or on the floor?
On the floor because he's standing, so he just kind of goes down.
No! On the chair!
Okay. He hurriedly, like, backs up into a chair. Get in the chair.
The three of you. Despite my better judgment, the three of you were gifted to my station.
Oh, that's good, right?
I will be providing you with your IDs, your work badges, if it were.
Right?
You will be under my care until I can find someone else to take you.
So, like a kind of thing, or
I am your boss.
Okay. Letty's just very intimidated.
I have 2 rules. Always run ahead of time.
Huh?
And if you so much as scratch company product, I will have your hide.
Okay. Yes, sir.
You will address me as Mr. Gordon.
Yes, sir, Mr. Gordon, sir. Mr. Gordon. Sweat. If he wasn't all red and like sweating already, Letty is definitely like extra stressed out and probably ready to cry again.
So, he just... What is your name? Looks straight at you, Letty.
My name is Let's Go. For
Okay. Hands you a small card with your name on it. And has a bunch of other information.
Oh, cool. Be very absorbed in it. To attempt to, hide away all of his shame.
So,
But,
Mike. Mike?
Yeah.
I think. Oh.
He looks at you. And your name?
Silas.
Hands you a card.
That's dying.
And then he just kind of looks at the last one and says, well, I guess that makes you Gary. Just hands the card over to Gary.
Gary is currently,
Yes, I know.
AFK.
Yes, I know. So, he says, you will all be reporting to Shed 4. You are dismissed.
No questions?
Captain.
Mr. Gordon.
What?
What? No. I wasn't asking anything. I just,
You have received your orders. Leave my office.
Letty just kind of, he like gets out of there.
Okay.
He's scared of this guy and the way that his face completely changed moods, like in an instant when he looked at the clock. It did thoroughly. Was never necessarily brave when it came to other people. And sure, that's fine, but other people, no.
I stand up, give him a totally sarcastic salute. Aye, aye, Captain. Walk out the room.
You hear, ouch!
Letty is already out of the door, but, he definitely heard that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna assume that Gary is following us?
Yes, he is.
Of, Gary's body lacking his soul.
So, as you guys start walking towards the engine sheds, you notice a familiar face walking down the opposite way with her head kind of hung low.
Who is it?
Weiss.
Oh. We're like gonna pass by her, right?
Yes, you are.
I might as well Weiss?
She kind of just looks up. You can tell she's been crying. She's just like,
Oh,
what?
no!
What's up? She's got like the full forced smile. She's just like, what's up?
Did you, thing that I had, or,
I've been pursuing someone and they still keep telling me no.
Nils. So, we're just buddies in Gatum.
She's like, and I was gonna. You don't have to happen to have my handkerchief, do you?
Letty pulls it out of his pocket, and he just kind of looks at it, and it's still, like, wet and stuff. He, like, looks at it, and then looks at Weiss, and he's like, are you sure you want it right now? Okay. He just kind of...
She kind of just looks at it, looks at you, looks down at the ground. I'm good.
Sorry, I'll get it washed sometime and give it back.
She kind of just looks up at you and gives a little smile. She's like, you know what? Keep it.
Oh, thanks, I guess.
Well, you don't seem to have many friends other than... She kind of just looks over at Gary. Him. I'm sorry again. So
Just rubbing all of these things in his face.
So consider it a token of friendship.
Okay. Friends.
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 And she kind of leans into you, Letty. And she's just like, by the way,
Visit.
don't even begin to try talking to... Give me a second, I'm trying to remember the person's name.
Did you really forget his name again?
No, I'm thinking of someone else.
Mr. Gordon?
No. Anna.
Anna.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who that is, but I guess I'll try to...
You guys are new around here. She kind of aims a thumb at one of the large buildings in front of you. And you guys see it's Living Steamworks is the name on the building.
Uh-oh.
She's like, she works in there.
Uh-oh. So this is some dramatic irony going on.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Dramatic irony.
So yeah, she's just like...
Gary was here.
Yeah, Gary just kind of pipes up and he's just like, I think I met her.
Uh-oh.
Is she? And he just begins describing her. You can see her kind of just... Weiss is just a mixture of, oh god, she's
Shit.
gorgeous, with a, oh, she rejected me.
Oh! I mean, you know,
So
big
about...
man for you.
So about towards the end of Gary's description, she kind of just walks by him and she's like, yep, that's her. I'm gonna go cry now. She just walks off.
Oh. We gotta have a wingman thing happen at some point. I gotta help my gay friend
Okay. So,
someday.
you guys proceed to Engine Shed 4, which, quite shockingly, has a large 4 right on the door.
Ow. Labeled locations.
I'm backstarted.
And inside,
Gary's soul returns to his body.
so inside the building itself, there is a small, very small old man. He is gently stoking a fire in a large 262. Or sorry, 260.
Gary returns. You want to catch Gary's soul back up?
We will catch Gary's soul up after the episode.
All right.
Oh boy.
So yes. So this old man just kind of, hello.
I
Hello.
I think we work here now.
Ah, you're working on old Calcifer. Good to know. Tom, by the way.
Oh, Calcifer. Good old Tom's. Welcome to good old Tom.
He's just, name's Tom.
Gold. Nice to meet you, Tom. I'm Letty. You can call me Letty.
Okay, lady.
Letty?
Lady. Skinny lady.
And you there, big steamy fellow?
I'm Gary.
Hi, Gary.
How,
He's supposed to be my bodyguard.
how long was I unconscious?
How about you back there?
No one
My
answered.
name is Silas.
I'm
You
just
can call me Silas.
Okay, Si.
Ah,
So, have you driven a train before?
I've run on top of them, like a lot of them.
I don't think that's going to help you here.
It's just like the simulation.
Of course not. Nothing I ever
I
do is
mean-
right.
I mean, it kind of is, but it's a lot more difficult than a simulation. In a simulation, if you come off the tracks, you just reset. If you come off the tracks here, you kind of get hurt. And
Well-
if you survive, Mr. Gordon yells your ass off.
Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha.
I hope he buys me dinner first.
Last I remembered, he was already not happy. So let's not crash the train.
I don't plan on intentionally crashing a train.
Well, so you all know the difference between a living train and a non-living train, right?
Sure, but go over it like I don't know it at all.
Totally not an excuse to get an explanation for free.
He says, I like you. So,
Stranger danger.
some trains are simple. You stoke the fire, fire makes steam, steam drives the train.
And the living ones, I guess, are kind of like Gary here, and I like pat him. Did you get a new polish?
Yes. Oh crap! I forgot to tell him. Oh, pass. Gotta tell him. Hey, the person.
Okay. So, living trains, they're a bit different. They actually have a living being inside of them.
So kind of like Gary.
I am the living being.
Like Thomas the Demon Take Engine.
Oh, legends.
I don't know who you're talking about, but no, he's not like your friend there.
Okay.
You see, beings called sparks came out of nowhere. We don't know where they came from, but one day they started appearing. We found that putting them into a locomotive helped keep them from going crazy, as it were. Calcifer here is one of those sparks.
Guess he was a bright spark. Ha 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 ha.
And then you hear, then you hear just very angrily, "That wasn't funny," from the locomotive.
Boy, okay. His arms up, he's like, okay.
Are you over 4 now?
I just can't get any breaks, can I?
At least you've done your job.
Ha ha ha.
So, Tom just says, okay. Y'all need some catching up to do. But, y'all have a job to do. And he hands the three of you basically a packet.
Oh, pamphlets.
No. One single booklet.
Oh.
He
Class
says,
reading for the day is...
he says, that's your job for today.
Oh.
They'll start you off simple. But
You give it to me?
No, just handed it out for whomever grabs it first.
I mean, I guess I'm taking it if nobody else is gonna take it first.
My hand is too big. Just kidding. Let me have this.
So yeah, whomever takes it.
Right? I guess I'm gonna flip it open. What's inside the packet?
So, on the second page, it shows a caboose location.
Caboose. Ha,
Yep.
That's a fun word.
Here in this rail yard. Then page 3 shows a 4-train concert down the line at a different station.
Okay, so we're just going from point A to point B.
Nope.
No.
On page 4, it shows you your route.
Oh.
So Tom basically goes over, as you flip it open, you pick up your caboose from here, you pick up your train at the next station down the line, and then you go from that station to the end of the line.
Okay.
You drop off the train at the end of the line, and bring the caboose back.
Letty's just looking at it. He's like, ugh. Something.
Now, if y'all don't mind, you have a job to do, and so do I.
Right.
I'll leave you to get acquainted with Calcifer. Pick up your train about an hour from now.
Okay.
So I'd say leave here in about 15 minutes.
Got it.
Calcifer's good and stoked, so you should be ready.
Okay.
No one leaves the train. We learned our lesson yesterday. In how long have I been out?
Of course, by now, Letty has already left a less than favorable impression with Calcifer. Joke. So things are totally looking up. Yep.
You learn each other. Burn up. I don't know.
So,
Uh-oh.
do you guys climb aboard?
You just
Yes, I'm climbing aboard.
So, when you climb aboard,
Nice.
the fire door opens up, and a small flame just pops out.
Oh.
Hello.
hello.
Hey, I guess you're Calcifer?
Yep.
Wow.
I thought you were, like, the entire train.
Both.
Oh. Like, Letty is very much, like, he's not really good with things that aren't, like, humans or
Hello,
all,
Calcifer.
quote unquote. This is
I'm
kind of
Gary.
uncomfortable territory for him.
Hey, Gary. Wow, you're different.
I mean, it helps.
Also, hi, short stuff. What's with jinky eyes?
Mm.
I'm Asian.
Okay, don't know what that is.
I don't know either.
From beyond receives.
Excuse me, but I don't care. As long as you can drive, good. I really don't care where you came from.
Wait, who is he talking to when he said jinky
Letty.
eyes?
He's talking to a he's talking to a disembodied voice coming from Letty. Don't worry about it. Don't worry, it's not canon. Joke.
Humor.
Poorly timed one.
I'm sorry, you're from Zhao?
I know I'm from Zhao. I'm from Barbeo.
Yeah.
Get off my tail. Definitely spent more times on top of trains than I have inside of them.
I really need to get better as a bodyguard.
Is that a sex pun?
No! No! Oh my god, no!
Because I don't know how that'd work. I don't know. I don't want to know how that would... Oh, God.
Oh, that's not what I meant at all. Oh my god.
So you just watch the fire cut of just the eyes just kind of look up. Just kind of like, I didn't want to... I don't want to... Why? Why? What? Nope. 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 As he recedes back into the firebox.
Extra mortified. Literally nothing goes right for this poor boy. Didn't mean it like that.
Well,
About running. My feet train moving forward in an alternating motion that propels my body.
He just kind of call, please.
Oh, okay. Guess I don't know. Am I picking up? Is there like a shovel and like a pile of coal? To like,
There is a shovel and there is a tender behind you.
I guess I'm just. I feel bad now. Up some coal.
He kind of just, you throw it in there and it kind of just sits on the bottom and then he just picks up a piece and just bites into it.
Nom nom nom.
Pretty
Nom
much.
nom nom cookie. Man, I wish I had that cookie from earlier. You like practically ate from the hand of the station secretary.
So yes, with that, the train heads out. And that's where we'll end today.
Hey. The worst day ever.